Do kids now need skincare? Kids? Babies? Children? Timoon?
It's a horrible sound.
Children.
Ugh, your life is gross. My life is amazing.
So first of all, I just want to say, like, I don't personally think that kids need skincare. Like, I feel like, and I'm sure a lot of dermatologists think that could back me up. Like, I feel like if you're a child under the age of 10 or even like under the age of like 11 or 12, the most that you honestly just need is for you to just wash your face with something that lathers really well, and then just like putting a moisturizer on at night, and then or maybe like Vaseline or Aquaphor at night during the winter time, and then during the day you put on SPF. Like, I personally feel like when I first heard it, I was like, okay, like maybe this is like a good opportunity for people to, or for kids to kind of like have a healthy habit of like skincare and taking care of their skin. But then I was thinking about, okay, like who is this marketed towards, right? Is it specifically marketed towards like young girls who, I feel like there's just so many different parts, like it's like layered to it, or it's just like catered towards just like kids in general, no matter who they are. So I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm looking through right now and I am seeing like there are skincare lines, like when you look it up, it's on Amazon, like whatever. Okay, because I just wanted to go through this with y'all because I'm like, what? Okay, so because I am looking, when I look up like skincare for kids, it's like Rini, not Rini, but like Everdeen, but I guess it's called Rini, which is a skincare line designed for children aged 3 and up. Yeah, while some fans have praised the idea, others worry it could contribute to body image issues among young kids. Like, okay, we're just gonna look at the page and just make sure. Okay, so Rini skincare before we start assuming. Okay, so they have an introductory bundle. Let's see what's in that bundle. Let's go look at the images. Okay. Okay. The introductory bundle includes all 5 of our gentle masks created for growing faces ages 4+ to hydrate, soothe, and recover, perfect for daily use and bundled together for extra savings. The introductory bundle includes 1 hydrating hydrogel facial mask, 1 after sun hydrogel facial mask, 3 everyday facial sheet masks, and puppy, panda, and unicorn. Okay, so I will say the one thing I do like about just like off the bat is the fact that they do have an after sun hydrogel facial mask. Obviously, like sun exposure is nothing to be messing around with, like that totally makes sense. So I feel like the fact that they have like an after sun hydrogel mask, perfect, that's great, especially infused with aloe vera and chamomile to calm, soothe. I just feel like when I first heard about it, which I'm still, again, like I am iffy about this idea, I just felt like in general, like what are you saying? But then again, it also reminds me a little bit of like makeup for children, like those like little makeup kits that kids can play around with, but obviously they were meant to be like safer for kids, but they can still experiment. So I don't know, I'm kind of like in the middle because I'm looking, like again, I'm just looking through this. You know, they have an animal bundle, which I think these are all masks. So what it's looking like, it's just all face masks. Like, you know, when I say face masks, like those are like sheet masks that are in panda, animal. And I am looking right now. Okay, fine. Because I was like, why is it all young girls? But they also have young boys in there too. Because I feel like if it was specifically marketed towards like young girls, then it definitely would have been a whole other conversation. But it does say that it was consciously crafted in Korea just for kids. We know that Korea is really, like when it comes to their skincare, they are top tier. And I feel like this probably already exists in Korea, in my opinion. It's just coming to the American market, and also the fact that it's Shay Mitchell and her name is behind it. I feel like all these conversations are rightfully now coming up because it's like, what is your goal here with coming out with like a skincare line specifically for kids? So yeah, I mean, I can see this as like an opportunity for like people who have kids and, you know, they want to partake in like skincare with their family, and this could be like a fun little way for them to, you know, hang out with their family. I personally don't see anything like crazy about this so far, but again, like they just recently launched. But right now off the surface, like I do see it as like an opportunity for children to like hang out with their family members, you know, kind of like if their family members are doing adult face masks and stuff, like skincare masks, they can like partake and just wear a panda, a puppy, and something else. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Shay Mitchell has kids, so I'm sure like her kids were probably like, Mom, like I want to do a face mask too. And she was like, you know, I'm not an entrepreneur or anything like that, but I can definitely see that being the case where it's like, oh, like I want to partake, Mom. And her mom's like, well, I don't really feel comfortable with you using like my, first of all, expensive like sheet masks. So I'm just going to create that. So I can see that definitely being the case. So yeah, I don't see anything about a 3-step, 20-step skincare routine for kids. And that was my biggest concern, is like, why do kids don't need that, in my opinion. I don't think the only thing kids need is to take a bath, wash their bodies, wash their face, obviously, put on a moisturizer, and if it's during the summertime or not, if it's during the winter time, put on an Aquaphor or Vaseline to lock in the moisture, and during the day, put on some SPF. Okay, so let's watch the video on like what their whole thing is.
It's exciting to now be able to talk about it.
What is Rini?
Rini is 어린이 in Korean, which means children. So when we first started thinking about Rini, we started looking at how can we make better products that actually parents could trust but kids want to try. And we're launching with face masks. They are always wanting to do the things that mommy's doing. And then, you know, Atlas one day was kind of like, wait, where's mine? And I tried to find her a sheet mask online, and the ingredients in these masks are crazy. They're actually shouldn't be used for kids at all. And then the same was true for all of the makeup. I'm looking at now all of the things that we eliminated from Rini products, and it kind of makes us look at our own makeup and we're like, oh. As a brand, Rini's committing to only use mineral-based mica. You will never find plastic glitter in our products.
We have a lot coming out.
Yeah, and then the healing ointment.
Yes.
The foaming body wash, then the daily barrier cream.
And it remains to be one of the best parts is whenever we get something coming in from Korea and we get to test it ourselves. Not questioning the products that they're putting on their bodies and their faces is just a lot more comforting. If you don't need the added chemicals, then why have them in?
Okay, so their whole thing, like I suspected, was, you know, my kids wanted to try the face mask that I was wearing, and then I went out and like tried to find something kids appropriate, whatever, maybe for kids, and they, you know, weren't really okay. You know, like they weren't okay with the ingredients on them, and you know, like all these chemicals were probably too harsh for the kids. And I thought they were gonna stop at like, we just came out with these face masks because they want to do what their parents are doing. That's just the way it is. Like kids are always wanting to do what their parents are doing. But then it got to a point where it was like, we were launching a bunch of other stuff, like skin barrier stuff. And I was like, okay, so this, and they have like makeup stuff too. Like, again, I'm not surprised because there are like little makeup kits for kids, makeup kits for kids. I wouldn't be surprised if this brand ends up like branching out 100% into like makeup, skincare routine, which I don't think is necessary. But again, I don't know, capitalism. It's like, you see a market for something, it's like we're just gonna capitalize on the fact that like, which I'm like, there's Aveeno Kids, there's, which I don't really care for Johnson & Johnson, but like, there's so many different, there's Eucerin Kids, I think. There's Cetaphil Kids. So it's like, these are like dermatology, dermatologist backed, you know what I mean? So I'm curious to know about that, like when they start tapping into the skincare for kids, because they were talking about how they're very excited to launch all these other products. And some of them are like, they literally said they're gonna launch like a skin barrier one, which for me was kind of like in my mind, like, okay, they're gonna be going into the skincare side of things. And I would not be surprised if they come out with like, because again, like kids want to do what their parents are doing. And part of me is like, you can tell your child like, no, like you're too young for this. Or, hey, you just, you know, washing your face, you know, at bath time, putting on sunscreen in the mornings, and this is enough. You know what I mean? and maybe when you turn 12 or what, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I'm genuinely curious to know what your thoughts are down here, because again, like, I'm not a mom. I don't got no kids.
I don't have kids. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't have to go as hard. Like, I'm straight. I'm good.
But I just feel like for me, I'm just thinking about, not from the perspective of like, you know, like I grew up in a Haitian household where my mom was like, you can't wear any like color braids until you're like 15 or 16 or 18, which I'm like, I don't really understand the point of that personally. I think kids, if they want to get like purple braids, they should be able to get purple braids. But I think for this though, I meant like specifically, like, what does it do to a child to start kind of like fixate on skincare already at a young age? I think that's what it is for me. It's like, first of all, I feel like we look at ourselves in the mirror too much. Like, we look at ourselves in the mirror too much, in my opinion. So we're gonna have these young children wash their face, have a 3-step whatever. I'm sure they're gonna make a minimal 3-step whatever skincare routine. I don't think kids need to start that early. I really don't. Like, maybe if you can, like, wait till they're like in their tweens, like 12 or 13, and then you can share that special moment with them when they're old enough and say, all right, like, you know, let's go to, that's what happened with me. I went to Dwayne Reed or Walgreens, whatever, and I was like, all right, I have all these zits on my face. Like, and I was 13 or 14, and I was like, okay, I need to actually start washing my face, and I learned about cleanser and all these different things because I was breaking out into hives. But I don't, like, I just feel like that's like a whole other thing of like, when you start bringing routine into the skincare and making it into a thing. I think that's what it's like when you start making it into a thing. But I'm not saying like the kids are gonna be like their parents, or maybe they are gonna be like, you need to every night before bed, you know, this is the 3-step routine, you need to do it, or this and that. And I'm sure there are some parents out there and guardians who will probably abuse that. And this might also just be a situation where it's like, okay, well, you see that your parents are also doing this skincare routine or whatever it may be, makeup, and you want to do it. You have your own little section. If you want to do it, you can do it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious. This was a very interesting. It's interesting, but I'm not surprised because capitalism. Honestly, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting in the sense of like, this already exists. It's just that Shay Mitchell is a huge public figure. Because when I was Googling like skincare line for kids, like Amazon had some. And again, like, I'm also not surprised that this is a Korean brand in the sense that I wouldn't be surprised that there's so many Korean like kids skincare line, because there's a lot that can go into like Korea's like obsessiveness when it comes to like skincare and clear skin and all these different things, especially fair skin, which is why they kind of go ham into their skincare. Do you want your kid to, you know, to possibly like, again, like I thought this was gonna be like a little cute sheet face mask. We stop right there. Now it's looking like they're gonna come up with like soothing face masks, makeup, which already exists. So again, like I would not be surprised if this whole brand, Rini, comes out with, which by the way, Rini means children in Korean. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with anything and everything like beauty-ish related, but like specifically made for kids in mind. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are down below. Yeah, let me know, and I will see you later. Feel free to check out this video right here and this video right here, or this playlist. I'm not 100% sure, but it's gonna be here. But there's gonna be a video right here, and I think you should click it. And there should be another video right here. You should click it. And yeah, bye.